Hello again, dear viewers, and especially cats. It's my honor to say that I'm going to play Dear Esther. Now, I bought the game accidentally, like it came with Humble Indie Bundle. So, I don't like having a game in a Steam library and don't play it at all. I want to play the game. I want to play the game I own. So I want to play this Dear Esther, or Esther, or whatever. We got the lighthouse as what seems to be the first chapter. Let's go into this adventure. Okay, I know this game is like you cannot die, or maybe you can, I have no idea. It's like a cool game.
The morning after I was washed ashore, salt in my ears, sand in my mouth, and the waves always at my ankles, I felt as though everything had conspired to this one last shipwreck. I remembered nothing but water, stones in my belly and my shoes, threatening to drag me under to where only the most listless of creatures swim.
Oh! I love the graphics. I love the sea. This looks much prettier than Proteus, of course. And the first thing I want to do is jump into this lovely sea. Oh god, it's so terrifying. Let's go out. I really love the graphics. I'm not using sunglasses to hide my drug proofs. I'm not taking drugs for God's sake. Oh god, I'm so ugly. Anyway, let's continue. Let's explore the house first. Let's explore the toilet. Oh god, someone very unclean lives in this place. This is horror game, for God's sake. Okay, I guess nothing inside. Let's go there. No, really, guys, you just need to appreciate everything you see. This is really beautiful. Like, I know we play a lot of action games and stuff, but this looks really cool. Really cool, really beautiful. Really pleasant for my eyes. Can we avoid this hole? Yes, we can. Good. Check the clouds.
Reported the legend of the hermit, a holy man who sought solitude in its most pure form. Allegedly, he rode here from the mainland in a boat without a bottom, so all the creatures of the sea could rise at night to converse with him. How disappointed he must have been with their chatter. Perhaps now, when all that haunts the ocean is the rubbish dumped from the tankers, he'll find more peace. They say he threw his arms wide in a valley on the south side, and the cliff opened up to provide him shelter. They say he died of fever 116 years later. The shepherds left gifts for him at the mouth of the cave, but Donnelly records they never claimed to have seen him. I have visited the cave and I have left my gifts, but like them, I appear to be an unworthy subject of his solitude.
I didn't want to interrupt this old man, but can you jump this? Options. Controller. No jump button. Great. This guy cannot jump. One thing is sure in this game, and that's we are not playing as a rabbit. Let's go backward. So, maybe there are many dead ends in this game. Oh, 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 ah, 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 ah. Okay, let's just enjoy the sand, the sea. Oh God. Sometimes I'm very proud to be a gamer.
When you were born, your mother told me, a hush fell over the delivery room. A great red birthmark covered the left side of your face. No one knew what to say, so you cried to fill the vacuum. I always admired you for that, but you cried to fill whatever vacuum you found. I began to manufacture vacuums, just to enable you to deploy your talent. The birthmark faded by the time you were 6, and had gone completely by the time we met, but your fascination with the empty and its cure remained.
Really? Maybe we should think about what the old guy said. But my brain currently cannot compute. I'm simply enjoying this beautiful atmosphere here. The music is also decent if you ask me.
Reading Donnelly by the week afternoon.
Oh, the old mensch.
He landed on the south side of the island, followed the path to the bay and climbed the mount. He did not find the caves, and he did not chart the north side. I think this is why his understanding of the island is flawed, incomplete. He stood on the mount and only wondered momentarily how to descend. But then, he didn't have my reasons.
What reasons, old man? And who is playing violin? I'm scared, honestly, a bit. An old man, a violin, alone and... Oh God.
Or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice. They cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boat, and know to send aid, or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
Did anyone understand what the guy just said? If yes, please write me in comments. Anyways, in real life I walk a lot, like I really enjoy the walking. Yes, I know you wouldn't say because I look huge and stuff. But the thing is, I do eat a lot and I walk a lot, so I enjoy walking and that's...
They were God-fearing people, those shepherds. There was no love in the relationship. Donnelly tells me that they had one Bible that was passed around in strict rotation. It was stolen by a visiting monk in 1776, 2 years before the island was abandoned altogether. In the interim, I wonder, did they assign chapter and verse to the stones and grasses, marking the geography with a superimposed significance, that they could actually walk the Bible and inhabit its contradiction?
I feel lost. The point I was trying to say is that I really enjoy walking in real life, so I appreciate what you have to do in this game, and that's walking. Now what I need is a compass. Actually, I need to see this. I need to observe the sun, then I can adjust my position and. I hope I'm going the right way. Oh God, I was going backwards. Sorry guys. But you can enjoy the sky, you can enjoy the grass, you can enjoy the view. I'm serious. There are a lot of things in this game that are really to be admired, if you ask me. I see a huge empty black cave. And I don't want to participate in
Dear
it.
Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason, or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
I see very weird noises coming from the cave.
I find myself increasingly unable to find that point where the hermit ends and Paul and I begin. We are woven into a sodden blanket, stuffed into the bottom of a boat to stop the leak and hold back the ocean. My neck aches from staring up at the aerial. It mirrors the dull throb in my gut where I am sure I've begun to form another stone. In my dreams, it forms into a perfect representation of Lot's wife, head over her shoulder, staring along the motorway at the approaching traffic in a vacuum of fatalistic calm.
You thought I'm taking drugs? Check these drawings. And I was going backwards again. Someone was living here. Actually, I have to go backwards. This is a closed cave. I think the music is a sign that I'm going the right way. This is beautiful and sad in the same time. This music is so beautiful. It reminds me of NBA Finals 2011.
He still maintains he wasn't drunk, but tired. I can't make the judgment or the distinction anymore. I was drunk when I landed here, and tired too. I walked up the cliff path in near darkness and camped in the bay where the trawler lies beached. It was only at dawn that I saw the bothy and decided to make my temporary lodgings there. I was expecting just the aerial and a transmitter stashed in a weatherproof box somewhere on the mount. It had an air of uneasy permanence to it. Like all the other buildings here, erosion seems to have evaded it completely.
A Stonehenge is here. You cannot say the graphics look bad. This is a really beautiful game. Is this made in Half-Life 2 Source Engine? If it is, it's like wow. The night is falling. Oh. Oh, it's black.
Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my ordnance survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome brake services. But although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
Where am I supposed to go now? Am I supposed to go down there? Or continue along the path? If an old man starts talking, we are in a good path. Oh, so I have to go down.
An imagined answer phone message. The tires are flat, the wheel spins loosely, and the brake fluid has run like ink over this map, staining the landmarks and rendering the coastline mute, compromised. Where you saw galaxies, I saw only bruises cut into the cliff by my lack of sobriety.
The old man had a speech, which means we are going down there. I think I took a longer path. But you cannot say this is really a bad view. Imagine bringing your girlfriend, or a female cat if you are a male cat, and just enjoying this view. Why not? These types of boats we use in Croatia for normal transportation between Croatia and Italia. That's why they are cheap. Okay, if this is a ghost ship, I'm done. I'm out of here. That lucky guy is playing Dota 2. The music stopped? Maybe we are on the wrong path. I'm saying we because I'm imagining you are with me here. With me.
I had kidney stones and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
That old man just said that someone got the problems. No, guys, I'm just kidding, but honestly, this is some experience. You don't see games like this every single day. It's like unique experience. You need to put yourself inside the game. You need to open your mind and enjoy all these environments someone created for you. To enjoy, to observe. You don't need to shoot, kill everyone all the time. You just need sometimes to enjoy the view. And the music.
I've begun to climb, away from the sea and towards the center. It is a straight line to the summit, where the evening begins to coil around the aerial and squeeze the signals into early silence. The bothy squats against the mount to avoid the gaze of the aerial. I too will creep under the island like an animal and approach it from the northern shore.
What was that? That's
The bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him either.
I don't know why I entered the
When all
house.
lamps ran out, I didn't pick up a torch, but used the moonlight to read by. When I've pulled the last shreds of sense from it, I will throw Donnelly's book from the cliffs and perhaps myself with it. Maybe it will wash back up through the caves and erupt from the spring when the rain comes, making its return to the hermit's cave. Perhaps it will be back on the table when I wake. I think I may have thrown it into the sea several times before.
Okay, let's stop for a moment. This is beautiful. Despite I have no idea what the old guy is saying, this nature, this creation, just admire it. Compare all those 8-bit graphics with this. And we have the violin in the background. Oh goodness. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. This is really, really beautiful. Dear Esther is already one of my favorite 500 games of all time.
Jakobsen's ribcage, they told Donnelly, was deformed, the result of some birth defect or perhaps a traumatic injury as a child. Brittle and overblown it was, and desperately light. Perhaps it was this that finally did for him. Unable to contain the shattering of his heart. In half-light, his skeleton a discarded prop, a false and calcified seabird.
And I'm completely alone on this beautiful island.
They found Jakobsen in early spring. The thaw had only just come. Even though he'd been dead nearly 7 months, his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose. All around him small flowers were reaching for the weak sun. The goats had adjusted happily to life without a shepherd and were grazing freely about the valley. Donnelly reports they hurled the body in fear and disgust down the shaft, but I cannot corroborate this story.
The only thing I dislike about the game is that you actually cannot hear the footsteps. And now you can, when you walk on the water. Oops. I mean, you can hear something, but it's like really low.
Climbing down to the caves, I slipped and fell and injured my leg. think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The
Do
skin
you
is turned
hear
bright, tight
the
pink,
sounds?
And pain is crashing in on waves, winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones. I struggled back to the bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end. The medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found their purpose. They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
This is becoming scary, for God's sake. All those... What the heck is wrong with creatures? Do I have to go into black hole? I guess so. Oh, where is my semaphore? Light district. This is what makes me calm. This is what makes me calm now. Oh God.
From here, this last time, I have understood there is no turning back. The torch is failing along with my resolve. I can hear the singing of the sea creatures from the passages above me, and they are promising the return of the gulls.
Why did the guy walk into the hole anyway? The narrator. And this is beautiful. And it's like, I believe you are dying. Just don't put some scary shit in front of my face, please, game. I'm having spiritual experience here. And what I do like about the game is that it really reminds me of NBA Finals. And that's a cool stuff. No, seriously, this is pretty, but I'm scared. What's this? Okay. This is just an ordinary cave. I can go there, I can go there.
There is no other direction, no other exit from this motorway. Speeding past this junction, I saw you waiting at the roadside, a one last drink in your trembled hands.
This is like a trip. You know, you go on when you are in elementary school, and you get lost and stuff, and then you see stuff like this. If you consume drugs, I guess. Oh God. I guess we need to go here. And some lady singing too. Wow. Seriously, guys, if this is made using Half-Life engine, it's like perfect. And should I jump there? I guess I have no other choice. I feel so fresh now. See, you don't hear footsteps. That's what I'm talking about. Ah, the guy's playing Fallout New Vegas. I'll play that eventually. Why not? Wow, look all these colors. Very, very pretty. Like really, guys, this is pretty video game. I know someone can argue that you can just go to nature and close your eyes and meditate, but this is also really pretty. I hope the old man will say something. He is quiet for some time. Ah, these things are glowing and can be probably used for drugs. Ha! See what I did there? Oh wow!
I am traveling through my own body, following the line of infection from the shattered femur towards the heart. I swallow fistfuls of painkillers to stay lucid. In my delirium, I see the twin lights of the moon in the air
Wow.
shining to me through the rocks.
Just wow! Astonishing! Extraordinary! Supreme! Uber! Turbo! Wow! This looks so good! In Croatia we would say svaka čast, ovo je vrhunski, bravo majstore, svaka ti dala vode iz bokala, ovo je čudesno, prva liga, svaka, mislim, ono, stvarno, predobro. In English that means cool.
When I was coming round from the operation, I remember the light they shone in my eyes to check for pupil contraction. It was like staring up at a moonlit sky from the bottom of a well. People moved at the summit, but I could not tell if you were one of them.
The graphics in this game, this is just like wow. Okay, this is way too much drawings for my taste. Way too much. This is getting scarier and scarier. Stay with me, guys, and cats, especially cats, stay with me. Don't freak out. See, proud owners of Steam games and Steam library, if you have this game in your library, you can be happy. This is really beautiful. It's like, it's a Friday and you can go out, you know, dance in a club at Pitbull and stuff. Don't stop the party, of course. But before that, you play Dear Esther and fulfill your mind and soul with this stuff. Oh god, I'll drown in this one. I cannot swim. I cannot hold breath for long. I guess I have to jump again. Whoop! Oh god. Oh. What's this? A road is inside the sea. Okay, some weird stuff is going here. Oh man. Wow. Wait a second, I have to take a screenshot with my mobile phone. I have to send a friend this beautiful, beautiful imagery. This beautiful imagery. This water, this reflection. It's like, wow. I mean, I know it looks like a shit on a mobile phone, but still, come on. I don't have Samsung Galaxy's S4 and iPhone's X shit as you. I have my good old mini Galaxy too. Something really, really scary green blue stuff is in front of me. Oh man. Okay. Let's move forward. It's moon outside. And music.
I wish I could have known Donnelly in this place.
Wow.
We had so much to debate. Did he paint these stones or did I? Who left the pots in the hut by the jetty? Who formed the museum under the sea? Who fell silently to his death into the frozen waters? Who erected this godforsaken aerial in the first place? Did this whole island rise to the surface of my stomach, forcing the gulls to take flight?
Wow! Print screen! Holy Christ! Do you guys see this? We are blessed! This imagery is amazing! Imagine yourself going outside to a club, and for example, you are a boy and want to approach a girl, and you don't care if she will reject you or not. You don't care because you have this imagery in your head, and you are like, oh, hello girl, do you want to dance with me? And she's like, you are on drugs, and you are like, no, I play Dear Esther. Just a second, I have a phone call. I'll speed this up. They called me out, but I don't want to go out because I want to play Dear Esther with you guys. Wow. Should I go to cave or there? I don't want to go into blackness, I want to go to the moon. I want to go there just to see this lightning, this candle. Really. Wow. Whoever made this game is like an artist. A true art soul. Come on, old man, You didn't say anything for a long time.
Of fire and soil, I chose fire. It seemed the more contemporary of the options, the more sanitary. I could not bear the thought of the reassembly of such a ruin. Stitching arm to shoulder and femur to hip, charting a line of thread like traffic stilled on a motorway, making it all acceptable for tearful aunts and traumatized uncles flown in specially for the occasion. Reduce to ash, mix with water, make a phosphorescent paint for these rocks and ceiling.
Let's stay in the quiet for a couple of moments.
There
Everything.
were chemical stains on the tarmac, the leak of air conditioning, brake fluid and petrol. He kept sniffing at his fingers as he sat by the roadside, waiting as if he couldn't quite understand or recognize their smell. He said he'd been traveling back from a sales conference in Exeter. He'd stopped for farewell drinks earlier, but had kept a careful eye on his intake. You could hear the sirens above the idling traffic.
I wanted to say, let's keep quiet for a couple of moments and rethink about the way we experience the games. I talked about that a bit in my videos, like we got used to games, to gaming. Things do not impress us anymore. I saw that
From here, I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic, and I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.
Where was I? Yes, so we pretty much got used to games so much. If you watched the E3 conference, Sony and Microsoft conference about PlayStation 4 and Xbox One,
I will drag my leg behind me. I will drag it like a crumpled hatchback, tires blown and sparking across the dimming lights of my vision. I'm running out of painkillers and am following the flicker of the moon home. When Paul keeled over dead on the road to Damascus, they restarted his heart with the jump leads from a crumpled hatchback. It took 21 attempts to convince it to wake up.
so if you watch those conferences, you had a chance to notice the amazing graphic, of course. The amazing graphical aspect of the of every game, almost like Battlefield 4, new Metal Gear Solid, Watch Dogs. It looks so great, and people are like, it's normal today. It's expected. Well,
I've begun my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in zinc that soaks through the fiber, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
And it says on the wall, and he was proceeding on his journey. So where was I? Yeah, we got used to good graphics so much. Things today can barely impress us. That's why indie games are becoming more and more
If only
popular.
Donnelly had experienced this, he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection.
Weird stuff is happening on this world. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes. Today, indie games are becoming more and more popular because people are...
The stones in my stomach will weigh me down and ensure my descent is true and straight. I will break through the fog of these godforsaken pills and achieve clarity. All my functions are clogged, all my veins are choked. If my leg doesn't rot off before I reach the summit, it will be a miracle. There are 21 connections in the circuit diagram of the anti-lock brakes. There are 21 species of gull inhabiting these islands. It is 21 miles between the Sandford Junction and the turn-off for home. All these things cannot, will not be a coincidence.
So, now what? I don't want to kill myself here. Maybe I should climb up. Ah, yeah, here. Who put all these candles here? Wow. Ah, yeah, where was I? So what I was trying to say is that indie games are becoming more and more popular because they are unique, they are original. People don't get impressed by graphics anymore. Remember, for example, Medal of Honor Allied Assault with the Maha Beach mission? It looked so good. And compare, for example, that graphics to these graphics, like, wow, dear Esther, like, wow, amazing job, Esther. God. Technology is developing so fast.
Blind with panic, deaf with the roar of the caged traffic, heart stopped on the road to Damascus. Paul sat at the roadside, hunched up like a gull, like a bloody gull. As useless and as doomed as a syphilitic cartographer, a dying goat herd, an infected leg, a kidney stone, blocking the traffic bound for Sandford and Exeter. He was not drunk, Esther. He was not drunk at all. All his roads and his tunnels and his paths led inevitably to this moment of impact. This is not a recorded natural condition. He should not be sat there with his chemicals and his circuit diagrams. He should not be sat there at all.
Holy Christ. We are approaching the beacon. Aliens. Lot of aliens.
I have run out of places to climb. I will abandon this body and take to the air.
Whoa. If I understand this correctly, he wants to kill himself. I guess considering everything he said, he's injured and stuff and dying.
Dear Esther, I have burnt my belongings.
I cannot
my
control
books,
this.
death certificate. Mine will be written all across this island. Who was Jakobsen? Who remembers him? Donnelly has written of him, but who was Donnelly? Who remembers him? I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. There will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an aerial, a beacon, that they will not forget you. We have always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me. I will look to my right and see Paul Jakobsen flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved into the air to reach the mainland, where help will be sent.
I guess that's it, guys. I see a black screen. I hope I didn't overclock my graphic card too much. But if this is normal land, then it's fine. Anyways, I really enjoyed this game. It was a special experience. I'm very proud to be the owner of Dear Esther, and I'm proud to have you as my viewers, friends, and I believe entire world is family and stuff. With that being said, let's see. So it is fine. The screen is black and everything is okay. Resume game. But everything is black and I can resume the game. Will something happen? Is something going to happen? Or if I go to main menu, it says resume game. Maybe the game is trying to say, if you die and everything goes black. No, that doesn't work. Guys, I believe this is it. Thanks for watching and lovely experience. See you next time.